Check that
Scott,
fresh shirt, man. That's
you
fresh
like
right
that
there,
shirt?
man.
You like that shirt, man? The guy that made this one up is an artist.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Guys, we got to check out Aldo's merch. Beautiful shirts here. Beautiful stuff. Really nice.
Ye-
Saturday Night Live with Crusades of Motivation. So, what'd you do today? Did you work out today, Aldo? What's going on?
Nah, man. I mean, I guess I did, but it wasn't as satisfying as some workouts are, man. You know how it be. After you push yourself for so long, you kind of require more of a workout, you know. But I got something in today, so I was saying that I refill my bottle, man. I like to fill up my bottle every day. So
Mm-hmm.
when I need it and it's a hard day, it's a hard situation that I'm going through, I
Mm-hmm.
open that bottle and sip it up a little bit, man.
There
Just
you go.
I don't even know what to call it, man. I was saying motivation, but it's more than that. It's
Yeah.
resilience. I don't know what it's called, man, but
Mm-hmm.
we gotta build it.
But we need it. Definitely need it. Yeah, I made it over to the gym later this afternoon today, and got a bit of a workout in. I did a nice one yesterday. I actually went to the park. There's nothing like working out outside. There's really no comparison as opposed to working out at the gym. Just being outside is so much better. It's just like a nicer feel. But it's good to have the gym. You know what I mean? I went there today. I did some weighted pull-ups. What's up, old school? What's up, my brother? Shout out Scotland. Beer time. It's beer time. What time is it over there? Oh,
Beer 30.
it's beer quarter after
Shout out,
beer. It's quarter after beer.
it's coming in late. Shout out to Strength and Old School, man. How you doing?
Um,
How you doing?
yeah,
1:30
yeah,
a.m.
1:30. Yep. Okay. All right. So, hey, old school. This will be good. I want to get your input on this too. This is a topic that you could definitely help us out with. So if you having your beer, sit back and relax and just give me. I want to get your opinion on this. So, ever since I started my YouTube channel, um, I was always like a gym guy. I was never like a power lifter. I just went to the gym. I worked out. I did my the typical bro splits, back and by, chest and thigh, legs and shoulders, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12, whatever. Sometimes I did a 5 by 5, just all typical gym stuff. And then I got into calisthenics, in recent years, which I love. Um, but now, so I'm 60 years old now, and I've had since I started my channel, a good number of people have left comments on my videos accusing me of how much TRT you taking, how many steroids do you take? What's up, Seven? What's up, brother? You just got off. I saw that you were on. I saw that you were on live.
7.
So yeah, that's been like a common thing. Guys accuse me of that, which I take as, to be honest with you, I don't mind it so much because, like I say all the time, I don't. I've never done it. I have no intention of doing it. But when I get accused of it, I kind of like it because then I take it as like people saying, "You look like I guess you look good or you look like you're working." So then the only way you can get any results like that is to do drugs, which is bullshit because I don't take drugs. I never have, right? So there's a channel that I want to give a shout out to, and I've been watching him for quite some time. He's over in the UK, a guy by the name of Anthony, and his channel is called Fun with Calisthenics. And he's actually a little bit younger than me. He's 59. But he's into calisthenics and he does a lot of videos. And he did a video a few years ago of him learning the muscle up. And he showed his progress, how he started. He started with the bands, you know what I mean, doing them with bands, and how he. Oh, okay, so you know him, old school. All right, yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So anyway, the point of the story, to make a long story longer. So I was watching him,
Let's go.
and he's learning his muscle ups, and then and it looks like he's in his backyard. He's got his pull-up bar, but now he's into everything. He's got his rings. He's doing dips. He's muscling up on the rings. You know what I mean? All sorts of stuff. Now he's doing some weighted calisthenics and all this. So he posts a video. I think it was today or yesterday. He actually entered a competition, a weighted calisthenics competition, and in the competition, it's just a 1 rep max competition for a pull-up. How much can you pull up weighted, your max weighted pull-up and your max weighted dip? So again, Anthony's 59, and he enters this competition. He was the oldest guy there, and he managed a 40 kilo pull-up. Actually, he tried it with a pull-up, and I think he failed on that attempt, and then he flipped around and did a chin-up with 40 kilos, right, which is a little over 80 pounds, right, or just under like 81 pounds. Oh, okay, 88 pounds. All right, I stand corrected. So he does it, right? 59 years old, he hits it, and then he did see, old school's ahead of me. Then he did a 50 kilo / 110 pound dip for his best. Now, he said that obviously, he that wasn't the best, it was his best, but that's very impressive for any age, right? I dare you to find me a handful of 21-year-olds that could do those weights that this guy did, right? So he's in the competition, and I forget what the winning weights were, and he was very complimentary as always. He seems like a nice guy, and he's talking about it, and so in the comments on the video, one guy says, I wish I knew. Said my best pull up is 70 kilos, and my best dip is 85. It makes me wish I knew about these competitions earlier. So the guy's commenting and saying, I can do 70 kilos dip and an 85 kilo pull up, and I wish I knew about these because I would have entered. So Anthony answers him and says, well, bear in mind, I came in last, and he's laughing. And he says two of the guys at the competition actually did dips with over 100 kilos, right? So, and then Anthony says to the guy, and you would have been up there if you could do 85 kilos. So then the guy answers back, and he says, 100 kilos, I can't even fathom that. Surely they use some kind of PED, like some kind of drugs, right? So the guy's first inclination is, well, I can do 85 kilos. And then he's at this competition, and people were doing 100 kilos. So the only way obviously, if they were doing 100 kilos, they had to be doing drugs, right? Which is bullshit. And so the point I'm making is, if your first inclination is to say, because somebody's doing better than you, they're doing drugs, they have to be doing drugs. I mean, that's just like, I don't know if you want to call it ignorance or you want to call it a little bit of jealousy, or you know what I mean? Like you're trying to justify where you're at and saying, well, if they're doing more than me, they have to be doing drugs. It's like saying every rich guy is a thief. Every guy that does better than you in school is a cheater. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your first inclination is to think that it's got to be drugs, and like I said, what am I doing? I'm doing pull-ups and push-ups on YouTube, and I got people saying to me, well, you must be doing drugs. Well, why? Why? Because I'm working. I don't understand. Like the thought process there is work harder, do more work. Like, why do you think that? In other words, it's so foreign to people that somebody could actually be working hard, maybe eating right, maybe giving up bad habits, trying to live a healthy lifestyle, and you could make progress doing that, right? But everybody's looking at it from their standpoint, what they're doing. Obviously, they're not working hard enough. You know what I mean? So this guy's saying, well, if you had guys doing 100 kilo dips, they have to be doing drugs. And it's something that's so foreign to me. This TRT, and it's so widespread. It's so widespread. There were so many people doing this testosterone replacement therapy, and not only older guys, but there's many, many, many younger guys doing it. And the problem is, as with everything else, you can go to a doctor and get a pill for anything you want. Just walk into any doctor and say, "Oh, I got a headache. I need a pain pill. My back." They'll give you pain pills. They give you muscle relaxers. They'll give you anything you want. So, and especially my age now, I'm 60. I could walk into any TRT clinic on earth, and I don't care what my testosterone levels are. All I have to say is I'm tired. I don't feel right. I have like sexual dysfunction, all this other stuff, and they'll give me TRT. And I know that for a fact because I worked with guys. I worked in the department with 200 guys, and there were many, many, many guys younger than me that were taking it back at the time, and it was a doctor who specialized in it. You know what I mean? And some of them were injecting it. They have like a cream,
Oh shit.
they have a patch. They give it to you all different ways. But like anything else with these drugs that these doctors give you, you're just like you're a test dummy because they'll give you how much do they give you? They don't know. They have like a certain range that they'll give you, and then they'll say, "Well, let's see how this works." Now I know one friend of mine. He's about my age, and he's taking it. And I said, "Well, how do they know, how much to give you?" And he said, "Well, when I go back, I go back. I don't know if it's every month or every couple of months." He says the doctor asks me if I have any issues with rage. In other words, do I get angry real easy? You know what I mean? I said, and nothing else. Are they testing? They testing your levels or anything? He said, no. As long as I feel okay, we'll just keep doing it. So there's no scientific method to it. You know what I mean? They don't care. They're just going to give it to you. And I know I could walk in and get it in a heartbeat. Not that I ever would, but so now, Aldo, you're much younger. You're 37, right? Would that be
Hmm.
something that you would ever even consider?
Shit, no man. Hey man, Aldo's got the plug, man. He's over 60 plus. They just give it to you. You said, huh?
Yeah, I
That's
guarantee.
crazy. Yeah, you know what, man? I'm not very informed of what how this works, but I heard of some people. In fact, I know somebody that just recently started doing it, and he's feeling great. I mean, he's making a lot of changes too in his lifestyle, right? He's doing that. He's losing weight, and he did some blood work, and he is actually doing it.
Hmm.
So as I am right now, I don't really have sorry guys, there was a fly. I'm not really very informed on what this does or what is actually like make you feel. But what this friend of mine that's going through it, he was saying how he was feeling really tired, like you saying he was just feeling really tired and low, not only physical but also like his mental energy. But I already know that that's part of the habits that you live, right? If you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, you're not
Yeah.
exercising. I already know that exercising is got to be one of the biggest parts that it make you want to grow that hormone. Because to me, how I see testosterone, man, is like the the juice of the man of the
Without a doubt.
mankind, right?
Without a doubt.
That's our juice that makes you do stuff, right? But just like anything, like I remember years ago, I had problems sleeping, and that was
Hmm.
something. As I kept doing my research, I found out that I wasn't producing melatonin. Well, I understood that the symptoms that I had is like you're not producing enough melatonin. So
Hmm.
um, I started taking it to train my glands, and I started going to sleep early, getting into the habit of sleeping early, right? So if you don't use it, you fucking lose it, man. If we sit down so much, then how is our body gonna try to at least produce it? Because you don't really need it. What you need it for?
Right.
Like when we work out, we kind of mimic the action of hunting and fucking gathering, right? Because that's just what we humans are. That's where we come from. We need that type of shit. If you don't
Right.
use that, then your gland doesn't produce what you need. Your man juice.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. There are certain things that, without a doubt, will help raise the. If you look at everybody's shitty. See, and the thing is, I know many guys that took it. Many guys that took it.
Mm-hmm.
Younger guys, and a lot of them just did it because they wanted to get bigger. They wanted to put on muscle. But they drank. They didn't eat right. You know, all that they did everything. So what they were using it to cover up their shitty lifestyle. So
Mm-hmm.
if you know, if I were to ever use it, I would certainly try and do, which I'm trying to do right now, everything that I think can maximize it. Are you taking enough vitamin D? What are your stress levels like? Are you sleeping right? Or you out all night, like, you know, fucking around? Are you drinking a lot of alcohol? Because that's going to put it. What type of medications are you taking? Are you taking
Mm-hmm.
statins? How many people are on statins today?
What is that?
Statins. What's that? Statins for like cholesterol when you have like, which is another scam that I don't even want to get into. But they're pushing statins on everybody. They tend to lower testosterone. Uh,
Mm.
Antidepressants. There's so many other medications that'll lower your testosterone levels. Then you have to look at like environmental factors now. Today with all these forever chemicals, the BPA's and the
Mm.
plastics, right? All that affects it too, right? So, um, you know, so there's a lot of factors, but the ones that you have control over are your lifestyle. And it's just like everything else. Nobody's willing to change their lifestyle. Give me the drug, give me the monthly injection, and everybody talks about, no, now I feel great, right? And they still go out, they still drink, they still do everything that's going to cause it to go lower, but they just do it. And the other thing too is, and it's passed off like most drugs, like all drugs. You know, the pharmaceutical industry tells you that everything is safe. You're putting a, a synthetic exogenous hormone into your body, and your body's
Mm-hmm.
not stupid. So whatever testosterone that your body is producing naturally, if you're loading it up with exogenous hormones, you're injecting it, or however you're doing it, with a patch, with a gel, whatever they give you. If you're putting these hormones into your body's going to say, well, I don't need to do it anymore, right? So it's when you do this shit, it's a lifetime commitment. You're on
Oh,
it
I
for
didn't know
life.
that. I didn't
You're
know
on
that.
it for life. Yeah. You know, and
Man.
the same thing with you with the sleep thing. You know, your body produces melatonin. Your body's on a circadian rhythm. So at night, when it's time to go to bed, you know, your body produces melatonin to help you sleep, right? Now, how do we fuck that up? Because, you know, like me, I worked the night shift for my entire career for over 30 years, right? That fucked me up. Um, we're always in bright lights and things like that. You're watching your phone at night. You're watching TV. People lay in bed and watch TV. That directly affects and is going to negate your production of melatonin, and that's going to fuck with your sleep. It's at least it's part of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
again, like, are you going to do the right things? Are you going to put your phone down an hour or two before bed? Are you going to sleep in a dark room? Are you going to be on a regular sleep schedule? People aren't willing to do that. It's always just give me something to sleep. Give me a sleeping pill. Give me some kind of pill to make things easier, right? So,
Man, yeah, I used to do that. That's crazy. I used to have a TV in the room, and that's when I had that fucking problem. And I start. But you know what, though, Vinny? At the time, I used what I some and this is the person at the nature store. You know, they have like natural healing and a lot of plant extracts and all natural shit in there. That he was recommending. R.I.P. Man, he passed. Man, R.I.P. He didn't use his medicine, but but he was saying that you gotta train your gland again. So yeah, with that, he said you gotta try to go to sleep early. You gotta try to not watch TV before cell phone, but also take a little bit of melatonin so you kick in your gland, so your body start knowing that okay, we need this at this time. So
right.
it kind of worked of what you're saying, but reverse, and it worked, man. I had to, but I took that thing for 6 months, and then, but I also changed the habit though of going to sleep. I
Well,
remember we took the TV out, and that was the biggest
okay.
thing, man. That's just a bad mistake, yo.
Right. So that's my point. You just kind of put a little credence to the point I was trying to make, that you changed your habits. You didn't
Yeah.
take extra melatonin and lay there with the TV on and the phone in
Mm,
your hand, right? You
mm-mm,
changed your habits. So,
mm-hmm.
even if you have low testosterone levels, right? Let's assume you don't have some medical problem that you need testosterone, that you need these things. You look at your lifestyle and you go over everything that I just said. Are you boozing? Are you getting high? Are you taking prescription drugs? What are your stress levels? What is your sleep like? All this other stuff. Do you have enough vitamin D? Are you eating enough? Is there enough fat in your diet? Healthy fat in your diet? All these things. Are you working out? Are you doing resistance exercise? Are you doing HIIT training? And all things like that are going to raise your testosterone levels. And people aren't going to say, let me tick off all those boxes first and see what happens to my testosterone levels. They're going to go right to the fucking TRT clinic, right to the doctor, and any doctor is going to give it to you. I'm telling you right now. And as a matter of fact, I read, Aaron, I'm not ignoring you, my friend, but you said many docs practice with the mentality, this is not Burger King. Okay, I'm going to push back on that. Most doctors do practice as if it is Burger King. They will let you have it your way. And I can tell you for a fact, the United States, you turn on the TV, all you see is commercials for drugs. I can go into any doctor. All right, we can't paint everybody. I don't want to say that. Let me not say anything. The vast majority of doctors, I could walk in with a symptom and tell them, I'm not sleeping. I saw this thing, Lunesta, on TV. It's supposed to make you sleep. You think I could try that? I guarantee I can walk out of there with a prescription for it. And again, I worked with 200 men. 15% of the people I worked with, younger than me, went to a doctor, and it was one guy, and he was giving it to everybody, and he was taking it himself. The doctor himself wound up having a heart attack. But my point is, I got to push back on your comment there, because there's this TRT clinics all over the place, right? And you can absolutely go in, and there are some doctors that are ethical, and they'll really look at you, and they'll really examine you, and they'll look at your free testosterone, your total testosterone. They'll really look at your symptoms. They'll look at your physical condition and things like that, and they may push back and say, no, I don't think it's right for you. But the majority of these doctors, especially if it's specifically a TRT clinic, I guarantee Aldo is healthy as an ox. He's a young man. He's 37 years old. I guarantee he could walk into a TRT clinic and walk out and get his injections or his patches or whatever it is. So, you know.
What are the symptoms though? I know that I heard being tired, not having sexual desire. That's is what else are the symptoms of low testosterone?
Well, a lot of guys will say, I'm either losing muscle or I can't gain muscle. They'll again, the libido is a big thing. Your sexual drive. Just I feel tired. I feel lethargic. A lot of things, like maybe hair loss, and there's so many things that you can attribute to it. That's my point. So they'll go in and just say, I don't feel this, I don't feel that, and it's dangerous. This is like a synthetic hormone that you're injecting into your body, and people just look. Most guys are just going to go in. They're not worried about the risks. They're just looking at the promised land. Like, I'm going to take this, and I could sit on my couch, and I'm going to get big. I'm going to have muscles, and you know what I mean? I'm gonna be like I'm 21 years old again. And a lot of guys say that. I've never taken it. I don't know. And I saw the guys that I worked with, and they put on plenty, and a lot of them did work out when they did it, but they put on a good amount of muscle. And I can tell you for a fact, when that doctor, what happened was, I'll tell you, again, to make a long story longer, but the guys that I worked with, the doctor that was giving it to us, there was so many guys taking it that I'm in New Jersey, so it was New Jersey Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They started questioning it and saying, because this guy was diagnosing all of these young guys with low testosterone. So basically, the insurance company said, "Whoa, hold on here. You have all these guys, 25, 35, 30 years old, and they all work together and they all have low testosterone. What's going on here?" So they said that's enough. Yeah. So they cut it. So now, and this is the guys on the shoot too. And I've told this story a few times too. So I had one guy in particular walked into my office one day, and I worked with him, but I didn't see him all the time. I would see him every couple of weeks, maybe once a month, and and he wasn't a big guy. He was maybe 5'6" at the most, but he was walking around, and he had put on he had put on some size, and I knew that he was taking this stuff. But anyway, after the whole thing happened with the insurance company, he walked into my office one day after me not seeing him, and he must have lost. And again, he's not a big, tall guy, like 5'6". He had to lose 20 to 25 pounds, you know.
Dang.
And I said, Bri, you look like you lost some weight. You dieting down or something? He said, no, I cut out the carbs. I wanted to just cut a little bit of weight. I'm like, yeah. And you cut out the carbs and you cut out sticking that needle in your ass. That's what you cut out. But I was thinking it. I didn't say that to him, but it was drastic. It was the change was drastic. So the effects of this are temporary. You know what I mean? So if you want to do it, it's a lifetime commitment. And a random guy even said testosterone comes with real complications. Absolutely. Yep. Now that's the man boobs, right? Aramdam, if you're still there, that's the man boobs.
Is that what that is? Shit.
Yeah, I believe that is. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. What am I thinking of? Is it gynoplastia? Is the man boobs?
Glioblastoma. I don't know what that is.
All right, I'm somewhat
But that
confused.
sounds fucking crazy.
Random
I know
guy, if
that.
you're still there, just clarify that for me. But yeah, there's definitely risk of cancer. I mean, because it's a growth agent. It's a growth agent. So if it's going to grow your muscles, right? It's going to grow. If there's a tumor in your body, or you have some type of growth in your body. If it's a cancerous growth or whatever, obviously that's going to help that grow too, because it's a growth agent that you're putting into your body. 100 pull-ups, 100 dips, and 100 squats every day is good. Marco, I would say that's very good. If you do that consistently, I'd say that's money right there. Absolutely.
But then you got to do 200 later, man. That's good.
Well, yeah, you're going to work your way up. You got to work your way up.
That's a great number. That's good, though. That's a good workout right there. That's a simple, full body right there. You add a little bit of sit-ups, man, and you're golden. You'll be ripped.
Yeah, you got to do that core, too. And make sure you're eating right, Marco. Make sure you're eating right.
Yeah, that's a good beginner, man, for a while, because then your body will get used to that, and you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna need more numbers. You're gonna need at least 200.
Random guy says vitamin D is fat soluble. Agreed. Which means it's easy to obtain. Not so much, random guy. It's really not. It's easy to obtain if you go out in the sun, but where you're going to get it from food, eggs, fatty fish, maybe some sardines. But in general, the majority of people that don't live near the equator, that aren't lucky enough to live near the equator, or like in a warm climate, are going to be deficient in vitamin D. And if you look back, if you do any research on the whole COVID situation, most people that had the worst outcomes with COVID were vitamin D deficient, and most people are today. And it's a very easy fix, and it's very hard to. You're not going to overdose. And vitamin D toxic. How many people have you heard have diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, and things like that, as opposed to how many people have vitamin D toxicity? Most people don't. I can't say most people don't supplement it, but when people went into the hospital, that was one of the first courses of treatment, was to give them a high dose of vitamin D, upwards of 50 to 100,000 units. So if you take 5 or 10,000 units a day, which I do, there's absolutely no problem with that for 99.9% of the population, and I think you should. I think that, again, vitamin D is very critical for your immune system, for testosterone production that we're talking about. So I don't believe that, random guy. I really don't. Random guy, okay. So your point is that they're not, you're talking about not doctors where at the clinics, that was the testosterone clinics. It doesn't matter. The fact is, you can get it. Okay, and whether they're PAs or whatever, there has to be medical doctors overseeing everything, right? So it can be gotten, you know what I mean? And yeah, the pharmaceutical industry runs the world. Okay, pharmaceutical companies and the food companies run the world. Okay, so the pharmaceutical companies dictate the curriculum in medical schools. They totally dictate it. Okay, so they tell them what to teach. They teach nothing but drugs, right? One of the first part of the Hippocratic oath is do no harm. But if you look at the side effects of all these drugs that they're pushing on, an average guy my age is taking 6 or 7 medications a day. They don't get people healthy. It's whack-a-mole medicine. You come in with a symptom and they give you a pill. That's how they do it. It has nothing to do with getting you healthy. They're not interested in health. They're interested in keeping you breathing with their pills. That's the way the world works.
Which is fucking sad, man, because we should be getting lessons on getting strong and getting healthy. That should be the main
Right.
curriculum. I use that curriculum over here. That should be
Right.
the
And
the main thing.
it's the total opposite. It's just, keep them breathing. We need a revenue stream, and yeah, old school. That's unfortunately 75% of the people, at least here in the U.S., they say hate their jobs. Most people do, and that's a
I love
big,
my
big.
job, man.
Well, Aldo's the exception because he's doing what he loves. He's lucky. Aldo's, he's a great tattoo artist, so he's doing what he loves. But 75% of the population hates their jobs, and that's a big, big, work. Other than family and your financial situation, work is a big, big stressor on a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah, man, but we just gotta, sometimes see the good in things, man. Like I remember I was a cook for a long time, and man, there was those nights where it's so busy and the tickets are coming, but it's also the nights that it's fucking clown nights, right? Because the kitchens, man, it's all fucking full of characters and people that just clowns, man. So then I always try to remember those days, like, okay, well, we're gonna have another good day. That's how it
Mhm.
be, man. We gotta do the work, man. We gotta earn the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you don't like it, man, start working yourself up for something else because that
Yeah,
shit is possible too. It's
yeah,
not
but
impossible. You don't have to be stuck.
most people are. You know what I mean? Most people, once uh, they get a job, then they take on a family, they got bills, they got a mortgage, and it's intimidating, like to just say, hey, I'm going to take a chance and go do something else. You know what I mean? Most people just stay locked in as long as they're paying their bills or getting most of their bills paid. uh, it's a stressful thing. So
It is, it is, it is. But I'm a big believer, man. We gotta push for the most, man. It really, it's really possible.
yeah, definitely, without a doubt. I mean, you could make the best of it, but again, that's not the culture. The culture is keep up with the Joneses, get the new car, get the house, get the mortgage. And once you do that, you're locked in, right? So,
You don't have to, man. There's more happiness in having a little bit of time. It really is.
a random guy, you're a board certified internal medicine doc. You're just the guy that I was looking for. Okay. You know what? A random guy, if you really are, why don't you, in most of my videos, my email is down in the description. If you could get a hold of me, maybe one day we could have you on and we could discuss some things. I would love to talk. If you really are an internal medicine doctor, you're just the guy I'm looking for. I'd love to have a discussion with you. We'll do a live and we'll ask you a few questions. Maybe you could clear some things up. And if the pharmaceutical companies don't dictate the curriculum, can you tell me who does? Because I really don't. I don't agree with that statement at all. I really don't. And I get it. If you really are a doctor, I could see where you would say that. Um, because that's the way you were trained. You know what I mean? So, uh,
There's the email.
yeah, a lot of people live in old school. A lot of people live in paycheck to paycheck. You know, and that's a big it's a big stressor on a lot of people. So
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just feel blessed that I ain't gotta deal with this low testosterone shit, man. Because it's gotta be hard to not feel your drive.
well, so when we started, I asked you, do you think that would that be something that you would consider if you,
If I was low,
yeah, if you started having symptoms or you just felt like, hey,
hmm.
maybe,
You know what? I I'm not gonna say that I'm close to because I'm not in that situation, right? But I would not. I've never been that type that jumps into that type of shit right away. I'd rather find a natural cure, man. I'd really rather look for the natural thing that can help me before I go to that extent. If
yeah,
there's ways that I can help it, then I'm just gonna try those ways, man, and try it a few times. Be patient because that's one thing I have learned about natural medicine. Natural medicine does not work instantly. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes 2 weeks. So when we
yeah,
use natural medicine, we gotta go with that mentality. Okay, this is not gonna be as fast as a pill, a pharmaceutical pill, but it's gonna help at the end. So
yeah. But and that's the thing, most right. We talk about this all the time, even when it comes to working out to exercise. People want results yesterday. You know what I mean? So whatever's going to give them the quickest result is what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So everything we mentioned about maximizing your testosterone levels naturally, it's
mhm.
going to take time, and people aren't going to do it. They're going to go get the injection because that's going to give them the quickest. And again, side effects be damned. I'll worry
Fuck
about
that.
that when it happens. But just give
Fuck
me,
that, man. It's crazy. Just when there be those commercials be passing on the ads and the fuck, it trips me out when they come out at the end with the side effects. Some of this shit is more scary than the actual problem.
yeah,
Like you could fucking die. Oh fuck, what? Sometimes
yeah,
me and my son laugh at some of these things. I'm like, oh my god, that's a dangerous medicine. But you know
yeah.
what, Vinny? I'm on both ways, man. I'm not gonna disregard medicine because I've been in
No,
situations that I have to fucking take the medicine, right? You need it, and it serves its purpose. But the biggest thing for me is to try to avoid these fucking things. Wait, I don't want to depend on no fucking pill. But if it goes to that, well, fuck it. But I'm even then I'm gonna try to do the best. I remember a while ago I had a ear infection, and man, I'll tell you if I try everything natural, man. And honestly, I think my problem was that I was doing it too much, but it didn't go away, and then finally I had to say, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the medics, and it took 5 7 pills of antibiotic, but I had to take it.
hmm
I wasn't gonna risk it. Like there's the story of Bob Marley. You know who Bob Marley is?
hmm
He didn't want to go to
yeah,
the fucking doctor, man, and that took him being on that stuck mentality of nah, I'm not I don't believe in doctors like that, because doctors, man, they study, they know some shit. They
right,
definitely know things. They definitely can help you sometimes, but
yeah,
I don't think it should be the first um option that you should go to, man. You should Sometimes it's just about letting it heal, right?
yeah.
Sometimes it's just like gotta let it heal the fucking thing, and it'll be all right. Take some tea, right? Fast. Sometimes it's that.
Right. There are ways, but you're 100% right. And I don't want, I know I come across as, that I'm just shitting on all doctors. I'm not. There's a place for it. There's definitely a place. I mean, you need like I said, you do a Humpty Dumpty, you want the first thing you want is a skilled, trauma surgeon or somebody who knows what they're doing, or you come down with some disease that, like you said, even something like an ear infection, there may be natural ways to heal that, but you need something that's, you sometimes I had Lyme disease, and I told you
Yeah.
the story, right? I took the antibiotics. I supplemented that with like colloidal silver. I took some herbs and stuff like that, but I said,
Hmm.
let me take the doxycycline, which is an antibiotic that they give for Lyme disease. I'm not saying there's not a place for that. I'm
Hmm.
saying that when you have when you and like all right, a random guy here says the solution is not meds most of the time. I agree, a random guy, and that's the point that I'm trying to make with these rants. But most people, the lifestyle modification, and if you really are a doctor, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody on here, but um, you can you honestly tell me, a random guy, that most doctors really push a lifestyle modification and they go to the root of the problem first. They don't just, I mean, look at diabetes. Let's start with diabetes. And I have personal experience with this with many people in my life. Okay? The first course of treatment, when you walk into a doctor's office and your A1C is, you flip that switch and you're at a 6.5 or whatever, your A1C is a 6.5, take metformin. There's very little talk from the doctor about diet and nutrition because they don't know. And if you are a doctor, a random guy, are you going to tell me that you really were trained to any extent when it comes to nutrition in medical school? No, you weren't. You weren't. And again, I'll pose this question to you again. You push back on me saying that the pharmaceutical companies dictate the curriculum in medical schools. You don't think that's true? You don't think they have a hand in that? I mean, you look at the American Heart Association, you look at the American Diabetes Association, they're directly funded by the pharmaceutical and the food companies. And that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, you look at the American Diabetes Association website and the nutrition advice that they give. That's a sure, if you're not diabetic and you follow their advice, you'll be a diabetic. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, but I agree with your statement here, random guy. People are just lazy. They just want the pill, and they want instant gratification. They want instant results. So whatever's easier, they're going to do.
And you know what I'm feeling here? The random guy, he sounds like he lives a healthy lifestyle. So he's the not uncommon because he lives himself what we're talking about here.
Right.
How having this healthy lifestyle, following this habits will change your life, right? And keep you healthy and keep you in a right state of health.
Yeah.
So he probably I'm feeling he lives the lifestyle. So he
Yeah.
understands. So he's a different doctor.
I,
Maybe he
very
does tell his patients that you gotta change your lifestyle. Maybe
right.
he's still, and that's cool to have that. I know there's a few out there like that, but
There,
they
there
don't
definitely
understand
are,
that on the school.
no doubt. And I'm not looking to paint everybody with a broad brush, but it is the majority. It is the majority. And I'm talking from personal experience. I'm not talking out of my ass here. I'm talking from personal experience. The dealing with doctors, dealing with hospitals, dealing with you know nursing homes. It's not good. It's really not good. But there are exceptions, and I think some doctors are coming around. But generally speaking, you go to any general practitioner with any type of issue, and they're just looking to write a prescription. They're not looking to get. Uh, they're in business just to see patients and then get them out and see another patient. It really is a business. And a random guy, if again, I'm going to keep. I'll assume that you are a doctor. Are you telling me that there's no incentive to you as a medical doctor from the pharmaceutical industry to dispense certain drugs? You're telling me that there's no type of um, monetary thing going on there, or whatever, that they don't come in and you don't get some type of stipend for at some point for writing prescriptions for certain drugs?
Oh, that's a good question. I always wanted to know that.
Well,
Zero
they
incentive.
do for a fact, and a random guy, I think you really do have to admit that. But again, you're spot on here. Tell somebody to eat healthy, exercise, and they ask for Ozempic. I agree 1,000%. And I talked about that Novo Nordisk, right? That they're the Ozempic. They're putting 25,000. I just read the article last week. They're putting 25,000 people, new people, a week on Ozempic. 25,000 a week on that. And I just told the story too. I was on Facebook and there was a doctor on there, and he's selling the shit out of Ozempic. And he's a medical doctor. He's a general practitioner. He's calling it the skinny shot. The term he's using is the skinny shot. And he's telling everybody how safe it is for 95% of the people. You don't have to worry about side effects, you know. But you read up on it. There's already lawsuits. How long have they been writing it for this purpose? And look at the lawsuits that are coming out already on it.
We're fucking lazy, man. That's what it really comes to, man. This is a generation of no work. Give it to me. Nobody wants to earn it, man. It's better when you earn it anyway.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to keep up with our friend, a random guy here. A random guy. Okay. So you're saying that you wouldn't recommend metformin for an A1C of 6.5. Again, I'll tell you, and this is, whether you want to take me at my word or not. I have a good friend of mine who's 60 years old, and several months ago went to the doctor. His A1C came back at 6.6, and the doctor was going to write him a prescription for metformin. Turns out that the doctor is a year older than my friend. He's 51. The doctor is overweight, and the doctor is a diabetic. And my friend told him, I would rather try and reverse this without the medication. And the doctor said, you can't do that. You have to take the medication, right? So again, if you're a different breed, a random guy, I really do salute you and I respect you for that. But you can't make a claim. If you would not recommend it, again, I really do respect you for that. But generally speaking, anybody walks into a doctor and you come in at a 6.5, you're going home with a prescription for metformin. Okay, and very, very little, if any, direction on nutrition and lifestyle changes. They'll tell you, go lose some weight, cut down on your sugar, and don't eat red meat. That's generally what they'll tell you. Right, and obviously we're talking about type 2 diabetes here. We're not talking about type 1. I understand that they're two totally different animals. A random guy. Are you saying there's zero incentive? A random guy. I don't know. Come on.
He's gotta come in on the live.
A random guy. I thought we were getting somewhere here. Now you're telling me that there's zero incentive. There's zero incentive from the pharmaceutical companies to write certain drugs.
Maybe he can say it, man.
All right.
They'll be looking for him.
Yeah. Okay. And the pharmaceutical companies must publish the data online. I'm sure they're very ethical, and I'm sure they're doing that, and everything's out in the open. 7, you just left the park 20 minutes ago. 7 putting in the work tonight.
Shout out 7.
A random guy. I don't know if you mean because it's a U.S. government website. I don't know if that means it's credible. Is that what you're trying to say? Again, you lost me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but that's on him.
Okay. All right. You're talking about yourself. Again, if I stand corrected. If you're talking about yourself, but if you're talking about in general, right? The status quo, like what's going on in the world today. If you're telling me that, so you're saying you don't let your ethics be bought. So, okay. All right then.
Oh, shout out to
you. Then let's salute a random guy for that. Okay.
Man, shout out to him. I need that doctor. Where you at, random guy?
Yeah, where do you practice?
Man,
random guy, you practicing in Jersey or Omaha, Nebraska? Anywhere near those two places?
Man, I need the plug, man. That's always good to have somebody like that. That his mentality is somewhere else. I know there's probably a lot of doctors like this, you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah, there
you gotta
definitely
run
are.
into them.
Yeah, again, I'm certainly not painting everybody with a broad brush, but for the most part, there's always those diamonds in a rough, and hopefully a random guy is one of those guys.
South Florida.
Oh, South Florida. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look
Okay,
you up when I'm down in Miami, random guy. I
man, no
appreciate
doubt,
that.
man. Just
Yeah.
gotta email you, man. That gotta be a plug. That's cool to have somebody like that in the community, man. Shout outs to you, man,
Yep. Shout
for
out to random guy.
keeping it true. That's cool. I
Yeah.
know that's gotta be hard, man, because I'm sure you go through bullshit to do that. They
Yeah.
probably give you bullshit, and hey, that's very, very respectable, man. Shout outs to you.
Yeah. No,
Go, let me
random
do
guy.
this, man. Bam.
I real listen. Random guy. I appreciate you. Being here with the back and forth tonight, and I appreciate your point of view on it. So obviously, you're a doctor, so you're really that's what you do for a living. So you definitely have a different point of view. I'm looking at it from my side of the glass, right? And I think I have valid reasons for my position. Um, so yeah, if you're doing what you're doing, shout out to you, and I do appreciate that because you definitely are you definitely are a diamond in the rough. You're different than everybody else if that's how you're operating.
Oh, that's cool. You see that?
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
I'm gonna
cool.
do that. I hope I
Yeah,
don't need a doctor though, man. I hope I don't need it for a long time.
yeah.
Let's stay away,
Random guy. As much as I appreciate you, I want to stay away from you for as long as I can. My goal in life is to
man.
keep away from guys like you.
That's nice. His colleagues, and I see it this way too. That's nice, man. Shout outs to
Good.
y'all.
That's good.
That's cool. That's powerful, man.
Well, we definitely need more guys like you in the world, without a doubt.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because what's going on is just it's too much. It's too much. Um, Random guy, let me ask you real quick. Do you see? So you said you wouldn't give metformin for an A1C of 6.5. I mean, what would you do in that case? If you're working in a hospital, um, I guess you're not seeing patients. I don't know what the exact situation is, but what would you recommend to somebody with a 6.5? In a gas station.
That's
I want to
great.
bump into you.
That's
All
nice.
right. Well, yeah, that's good. That's good. But
It's a
again,
nice
like,
doctor, man.
you know, and not to go too deep here, random guy, but if you have somebody come in that's a 6.5, right? They didn't go to sleep last night normal and wake up at a 6.5, right? You would agree that that builds up for years, right? So they have issues. By the time they get to a 6.5, there's a lot going on in their body, right? So if you're not gonna
Ah,
there he goes. All right. I appreciate that. Thanks very
man.
So instead of the medication, the first thing you're going to recommend is lifestyle, a low carb diet, spot on there, exercise.
Man, you patients are lucky, man. You remind me of my doctor growing up in Mexico City, man. That's my doctor from a long time when I was a kid. He was like that.
Yeah. No, yeah, random guy. I'm aware of that, but the thing is too. Would you also agree that that the A1C really what you want to know is the insulin levels, right? Because it's the chronically high insulin levels, and why don't they test for the insulin? Why isn't that a routine test? Why wouldn't that be like the first thing, or maybe the second thing if the once you got the A1C, you wouldn't want to look at somebody's insulin levels. And if you're treating diabetes, you're treating, type 2 diabetes is chronically high insulin, if I'm correct, and you treat you treat that with drugs that are going to stimulate insulin production. It seems kind of counterproductive. Right. Okay. So yeah, we got that covered. But again, my point is, you agree that that they should be testing insulin levels. right? So, and again, these drugs, the course of action is to give these drugs that stimulate insulin. I believe, right? You correct me if I'm wrong, but metformin works a little differently. But there is, a class of drugs that is going to stimulate the production of insulin to bring the sugar down, right? So once again, they're treating the effect and not the cause. We got to get random guy on here, Aldo.
Definitely,
We
definitely.
definitely got to
Who
have
knows
him.
if he can even do that stuff? Who knows? Some who knows if he be in trouble for saying some of this? I don't know how this thing works. I heard
He's
that some
well,
get in trouble.
he's going against the grain.
Hmm.
Yeah, but random guy, they don't have enough insulin because they're insulin resistant. So they do need more. I agree, they do need more insulin, right? But if you're recommending, why would you recommend a low carb diet to lower, so they wouldn't be spiking their blood sugar, which in turn would stop all the some of the insulin production. Right? Okay, so you let. I'm sorry, Randy. I guess I'm getting ahead of you. I'm getting a little confused here, but so you're saying that that's their take on it, right? That would be their explanation, that they don't have enough insulin. And really, the fact of the matter is that they have too much. So again, you look at these websites like the American Diabetes Association, which was I'll stand by my statement that they're bought and paid for. And if you look at some of the they have a section where they have recipes for snacks and for breakfast and for lunch. It's incredible. If you read some of the things, um, they're pushing all these sweeteners, Splenda and things like that because they're bought and paid for by the food companies. So a guy like you, random guy, who's going to tell people, go on a low carb diet. Um, and actually, if you read up on it, the woman that's in charge of the American Diabetes Association was a diabetic, or is it, however you want to say it, is a diabetic. But she advocates a low carb diet, but she can't come out really publicly and say that. Correct. Yeah,
Mm.
that's the point I'm trying to make. So again, I mean, it kind of seems, and it seems like you're doing that, but why aren't all the doctors just going, uh, stop, hey doc, it hurts when I do this. Well, don't do that, right? So I'm spiking my insulin, my blood sugar's high. Well, stop putting stuff in your body that's going to be spiking your blood sugar like that. Yeah, no, random guy. I understand that. That's yeah, I do understand that. It's pretty self-explanatory. But my point is, how do you get there? How do you get there? It's from constantly consuming, over consuming, right? The simple carbs, right? The processed carbs, the seed oils, and things like that. So you're constantly have high blood sugar. You're going to have the insulin spikes, and over time you become insulin resistant, right? So if you stop putting that stuff in your body, like you said, you advocate a low carb diet. Why would you advocate a low carb diet? To stop those sugar spikes and to bring that you could naturally, and if you add in some fasting, some intermittent fasting, that's going to help bring those insulin levels down, right? But if you keep doing it, like, because again, there's no nutrition advice, they just put you on medication, and people think by taking that pill, it's a magic pill, and it's going to dissipate the sugar out of my blood. I'm going to be fine, and I can eat whatever I want. And I know many people like that, many people like that. And you just keep doing it and doing it, and you become, uh, more and more insulin resistant, right? Until a type 2 diabetic actually will become a type 1 diabetic because the beta cells will just shut down, right? And the pancreas will just tap out.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, can we get them on here?
Oh, you can. Here, I can come out. I can come off. There should be a thing here on yours. There should be an ad person. I don't know how you do that though. You have to send it to some. I don't know if you can put it on the comments.
Uh,
It should be around the add a person, but I don't know if you can get somebody in here in the same live.
yeah, I don't think we could do more than one.
You
Random guy,
you
I got to be honest with you. I don't know how to do it, but if you'd be kind enough to like email me and just give me some contact information, maybe we could set something up, and we can get you on here. Whatever's convenient for you. We'll work around you if you would be nice enough to do that. I would love to talk to you. To be honest with you.
Yeah, he also have to show his face if he feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, we could do it. We could actually do it on StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely, my friend. I would like to get you on here.
There's the email in there
Great. That would be great.
on the top. Frankie posted the email. alldogfitness19@gmail.com.
Yeah.
All lowercase. alldogfitness19@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Please, random guy.
Yeah. If you could email me, brother, we could definitely do that.
There it
Thanks,
is.
Frank.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be really good.
Man, no doubt, man. That's a rare doctor. It's
Yeah,
like a
no
old
doubt.
school doctor, man, where they like really worry about the patient, They want the best for the patient.
He's an old school doctor from the new school,
Yeah,
which we don't see
yeah,
anymore. Which we don't see
man.
anymore. All right, random guy. Let me know what you think. I mean, like I said, if you could just email me, and then Aldo and I are on pretty frequently. I'd love to hook up with you, man, and I appreciate you accepting my offer to come on. Because this whole diabetes thing is something that's, for a lot of reasons, that's near and dear to my heart. Not in a good way,
Same.
though. But I would really love to hear your take on it. I really would, and I would appreciate it. So if you could reach out to me, man, we'll definitely try and do something. All right, what do you say, Aldo? We're gonna wrap it up here.
Yes, sir.
Let me see.
That was
Thanks to our friend Old School 7 Fitness. If you're still in the house, always thank you to Frankie for being here with the wrench ready to go. I'm sorry I missed Mousie's son. Congrats on the channel, brother. Hard work and discipline is the key. Your work ethic is undeniable. But thank you, Mousy, if you're still there. I appreciate you being there. Obviously, our new friend, Dr. A Random Guy. Is that what we?
man. That even sounds good. A random guy,
Dr. A
man.
Random Guy.
That sounds great. We gotta
We
make
got
him a
more.
badge.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Marco with his 100 pull-ups, 100 dips, 100 squats. Keep going, Marco.
Keep going, man. We gotta hit that 200. 200 each.
Our friend Strength Old School, we got him. Who do we miss? The Nice Guy Club, Ottawa, Canada. Shout out to Ottawa.
Oh
Sorry we
man.
missed you there, nice guy. Nice guy. No creatine, no protein shakes, just straight calisthenics. There you go. There you go.
You gotta eat the protein though.
He's a purist. This nice guy's a purist, man. He's just straight calisthenics. That's all I
you
want to
gotta
hear.
you gotta eat, man. You gotta fit these things.
No fancy stuff. No fancy stuff. Just give me. He says
Yo, hey,
Bob Marley was 36 when he died, Aldo.
man, young. I'm telling you. Hey, no, those
A
eggs,
kid.
man. Look at this. I'm getting some size out of the eggs.
That's it.
I'll be smashing on those eggs, man. Oh shit.
Our guy 7
Yeah.
Fitness. I got to get a hold of 7 Fitness. I want to go over and hook up with our guy 7. No doubt.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's beautiful, man. I really appreciate a random guy coming in, seriously, and
Yeah,
shedding some light on us, man. Thank you, man. You give hope to the world, man.
yeah,
That's nice to hear that there's a lot of people like you, not only as a person but as a professional. Yeah, there you go. As a
yeah.
professional that really cares for his craft, because that's a craft too, man.
I mean, shout out to him if that's what he's really doing. If he's if he's not quick to give the medicine, um, and he's definitely going, recommending the lifestyle changes, which is the way it should be. You know what I mean? I mean, I congratulate him for that because that's rare today. It's definitely rare. You know what I mean? He's definitely the exception to the rule. At least that's my opinion. Old school, you're
Yeah.
off to bed. You're off to bed. You're hitting the hay.
Have a good night, old school.
All right, old
And
school. Yeah, 7 definitely. We'll link up. I'm gonna figure out a day that I can get over there, and we'll come over and we'll definitely get something going. But I appreciate it. I'm gonna watch you live later on tonight.
oh,
Cool.
there you
Thanks,
go.
random guy. Thank you, brother. All right, I'll be in touch then, man. No doubt, without a doubt. I appreciate you. Thanks very much for doing that. I'm
Yeah,
really
no
looking
doubt.
forward to this, man. I'm really looking forward to this. So we'll set something up with a random guy, doctor, a random guy.
Man, that sounds good. A random guy. That sounds good, man. We're gonna keep your privacy too, man. That's good. You know what I'm saying? If it makes him uncomfortable, man, because I'm sure it's gotta be hard, man.
Yeah,
To not really be with it.
yeah.
So that's nice.
I got to be honest with you. I've been hoping for this, and I think on a couple of our lives, I even said I wish we had a
Yeah.
doctor here that because I'd like to have him on and really just like dive into some of this stuff. So yeah, thanks, Doctor, a random guy. I'll
Seriously.
check my email tonight, and I'll definitely be in touch with you, man. Appreciate you being here. Stay safe. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep fighting the good fight, and we're going to talk soon, without a doubt. Everybody else, make sure you get your reps in. Appreciate everybody being here. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. If you need a doctor, look up Doctor a random guy. He's doing the right thing.
Bam, man. You gotta be rich.
All right. All right. So
I
thanks again
understand.
to everybody. Aldo, my friend, I appreciate you. Check out Crusades of Motivation on YouTube,
Man,
on Instagram, A De La Cruz on Instagram. Check out a very, very talented tattoo artist.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Aldo.
you.
We'll talk to you later. Everybody have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one.
God bless everyone.